What's up guys, today I'm bringing you guys what I believe to be the best console keybinds in Fortnite. And I know I'm kind of late with posting these settings and just posting videos in general, and the reason for that is I've just been really busy lately and I've been trying to find a way to put out a video. In this video I was planning on putting out over 2 weeks ago, but I never got the chance, so I'm putting out the video now. And I know that the settings are outdated. Like I said before, that this video was planned to be made 2 weeks ago. So the video I recorded was before the new console settings came out, the one that lets you do the automatic replacement of your structures and the one that lets you have a custom build speed. So I won't be going over those settings in this video. I'm just going to stick to the custom keybinds, and I will eventually make a more updated video about the best console settings for Fortnite. But for now I'm going to stick to these settings. So I'm going to be going over a couple of keybinds that I feel are reasonable and are good, but I'm going to start off with what I think to be the best custom keybind. Keep in mind, all of these keybinds do have the Builder Pro layout for them. I feel like Builder Pro is the best option, and since I feel like any player, including me, that has been using Builder Pro is already accustomed to the binds that were already set for each piece, and it won't be like a new button layout you have to learn. These custom keybinds, as with my other custom keybinds and like 99% of the other ones you will find on YouTube, is just straight for editing. You want to make sure that your edit speed is much faster now that these keybinds are available. So with that being said, my first and my most favorable custom keybind is the one where you replace your left click button, the one you'd use to sprint, as your edit button. To do this, what you're first going to want to do is go to your main settings, the one that's under the game tab, and scroll down till you see sprint by default and make sure that's checked on. Next, you're going to want to go to the settings that have the custom keybinds and make sure you're already switched to the Builder Pro layout. Next, you're going to want to go to your B or circle button, whatever one has the switch mode / edit key on it, and you're just going to want to change that to switch mode by itself. You don't want to be accidentally pressing circle to edit. You want to make sure that's completely gone. You don't want to have that there anymore. The last thing you're going to need to do is switch your left thumbstick to edit mode, and this configuration, in my opinion, is the best editing configuration. I used it, and honestly I didn't like it at first, so I reverted back to my old one. But then I realized how much of a disadvantage I was at when I didn't use this setup. So I'm still using this setup, and I think it's the fastest and quickest one. It's going to take a while to get used to, just because you're going to constantly be clicking down your left button to sprint, even though you don't have to. And it took me like 3 or 4 days to learn this configuration. But once you learn it, in my opinion, it's the fastest configuration to learn, and it is the best. The next configuration is for people that don't really want to switch their buttons around too much. This one is, in my opinion, really uncomfortable, but it's really easy if you're just trying to keep it simple. So all you have to do is change your edit button to the button that you have your map button on originally, which for the PS4 is that big button in the middle that's supposed to be the select button, and then you make your map something on the D-pad, obviously something that you don't use. And for me, the way you press the button and the way if you're building is just super uncomfortable, and it doesn't fit. So I personally don't prefer this, but this is also one of the configurations where you're allowed to keep your sprint button and you don't really need to change much on your controller. The next and final configuration is, I would say, second best to the editing with the left thumbstick. The reason why the left thumbstick is so good is because you never have to move your hand off of your controller or like move it uncomfortably. With this one, you do have to move it a little bit, but not nearly as much as you have to move your hand when editing with the select button. So the way you're going to want to map these keybinds is you're going to want to make your edit button triangle, and you're going to want to switch your toggle pickaxe button to something on the D-pad. Either use left or right on your D-pad. The left and right D-pad buttons are pretty useless, and you could honestly make one of those buttons your edit button, but I also wouldn't recommend it just because it's also hard to reach. But having your toggle pickaxe on the left or right D-pad makes a lot more sense, just because when farming you're not really rushed, or you're not really in the moment where you need to pull something out fast. So it just makes more sense overall. Trust me, if you switch to these keybinds, you're going to see a very, very big improvement on your editing. It won't be instant, but it will be a much noticeable difference. And I'm just going to show you guys a clip for reference of the fastest I could edit before these settings were out and the way I edit now. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and subscribe if you're new.
You're my one, and I knew it all the time, girl. Spending checks, yeah, we spending around the world, girl. Yeah, I need my Fendi, yeah, I need my Gucci, yeah, I need my Louis, want some Louis on the booty. Why you acting moody? Cares for your thing, yeah. Take you out the baby pants inside the Beamer. She put my lean and she tucking on my steamer. We riding with a 30 round the galley misdemeanor. Yeah, I know that you're my one, girl. We busting all these drinks, my 40 clapping just for fun, girl. Yeah, I blow it back cause you my one girl. Yeah, yeah, another day, another foreign. If I don't blow it back, then my day